our weather forecast today.
Today's forecast, a lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just the perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast. We'll be right back.
Yeah, sunny days, sunny days, sunny days. No clouds in the sky, but again, away feels like it's been a freaking decade.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another fabulous episode of The Social Beaches. I'm Carolyn Smith.
And I'm Kelly Bowling.
We're with the Coastal Estate Team. We sell real estate all along Brevard County, the Space Coast, and also Indian River County, the Treasure Coast. So if you're looking to buy or sell any real estate, we hope you'll reach out to us. Our telephone number is 321-422-2160, or you can email us at hello@coastalestateteam.com. And today we're going to talk about the crazy real estate market, because it really is. We publish the statistics every month, and so when I looked at them and was trying to come up with a caption for this past month, for May at the time, and inventory is way, way down. Prices are sort of stabilized, flat, but sales are down. So we're like in this weird, so what is happening? So why isn't the real estate market behaving the way it should?
Right. Like at the beginning of the year with the rates slowly creeping up, and they're at an all-time high.
Yes.
What is it, like 7%?
Yes,
in the
close,
sevens?
6.75 to 7.
Very close.
Yeah.
And, you would think that would mean that inventory would be way up.
Yes.
And sales would be way down.
Yes.
And median sales prices would also be way, way down. And that's just not the case. So.
It's not the case. And so we saw from reliable news sources.
Yes.
We saw some really interesting articles. One, the first one that we have is from CNN, which literally says, why isn't the housing market behaving the way it's supposed to? And it talks about the fact that, first of all, the people who are stuck, the people who they bought their homes when the interest rates were low.
Yeah.
So maybe
in those threes.
Yeah, maybe they want to move. Some of them are in the twos. Why? Maybe they have an interest in moving, but they're not going to give up their low interest rate to then go to a 7% interest rate, because they're going to get less than they're going to pay basically double for not the same house that they have now.
Right, because the idea a lot of the time is that if you need to move, it's because you need to get a larger home.
Right. You
need an extra bedroom or something like that.
Right.
Not necessarily downsizing, because I feel like it's less urgent if you're downsizing to move. But when your family is growing, and you're running out of space, like what do you do? So a lot of people are just staying put. They're
making do. Yeah, they're making do, because it's so hard when you're going to pay more for less.
Right.
And not a little bit more. When interest rates double like that, it's not a little bit more, it's a lot more.
Yeah. Well, they talk here about, the goal was for the Fed to be raising their benchmark rates.
Right.
Was the hope that inventory would increase and, things would kind of level out with pricing and all of that. But, the home prices are steady going up, according to this article. So.
And they are going up. I mean, we're seeing, I think the last month or two, we've really seen a very sort of a flat price thing, because buyers are having sticker shock.
Yes.
Buyers are having sticker shock because they're like, now I have to pay $5,000 a month. I thought I was going to pay $2,500 a month.
Right.
We also have the insurance rates increasing. So it's interest and insurance. Both are going up. It's a little bit scary for people. And then for condos, which we've talked about before, but with this new, structural integrity reserve study, the requirement that you have reserves, the monthly, not only do we have to worry about assessments, but we have to worry about that monthly nut.
Right.
Your condo dues are going up. So a lot of condos are seeing really high increases where maybe they were charging $350 or $400, they were underfunding, and now they're at $700 or $800 or $900 a month. So yeah, it's really, really, and I think for us in housing, it's confusing. It's a confusing market. How do we explain it to people?
Yeah, and it's ever changing. I mean, ask me this week, and by the time this airs, it's going to be something even different.
Right.
Because usually we're a couple weeks behind, but.
Right. This was from Florida Realtors analysis. U.S. needs more than 4 million homes. So what you also see, and I think what that's talking about is, a lot of young people moved in with their parents, or the pandemic, maybe they were renting, something like that. Now they're ready to buy.
Yeah.
The housing, there's not enough homes. We literally have a housing shortage for people who want to buy, and the builders can't keep up.
No.
So what do you do with that?
It still takes as long to build a house as it did,
right?
You know, the last couple years.
And there's only so many people working in the trades.
Right.
So we've seen a little bit of builders
they've put a cap on
what
they're allowed to sell, you know, at a time. And that's becoming more and more common, I think. And it's smart business practice because you don't want to get so backed up that you just can't deliver. You know, if you're telling people it's going to be 12 to 14 months and it turns into 18 to 24 months, that's not good for business. So I get the need to cap things that, you know, a lot of the builders are doing.
Right.
Yeah.
So there we have that problem. And I mean, this housing shortage, especially too, we're in an area with an influx of people. People are still moving to our area. So we're a growing population base. So you have just the ongoing of a shortage of homes in the United States, and then there's a shortage of homes in our county, and then there's people moving into our county, so we've increased population growth.
Yes.
So all of this is leading to what you're seeing if you're trying to buy a house, which is
and then
fun.
You know, like you were talking about people staying in their homes and not selling, even though they might need to. You know, the next one that we got from Inman talks about new listings plummeting 27%. Which is the largest annual fall since the pandemic. So, you know, in the pandemic, people were staying home. Nobody wanted to go and do anything anywhere, at least here in Florida. Now, I think there was a big mass exodus from certain metropolitan cities that had tight restrictions. People wanted to get out of that. But here, that's just not what we saw. So, you know, we're definitely feeling it. I feel like, you know, it might seem sometimes like, oh, there's a little bit more stuff coming on the market. But then when you look at how much is closing and going under contract, and we can't keep up with the demand.
Yeah. I had a guy call me the other day, so he was looking to buy like something that he can use part-time and rent out some and whatever. And we were talking about, and he said, well, in other areas, I see, you know, homes selling, for still the list price or over the list price. And he said, but in these that he was specifically what he was looking at, he said, it seems like they're not. And I said, it's because there is such a shortage of inventory that sellers are still pricing, in some cases, quite high.
Yeah.
They're not understanding buyers are very price sensitive right now. So we see that, but it doesn't mean that the actual sale price is going down. It just means that the list price has come down to a price where someone will buy it.
Right.
And so we're definitely seeing that. I don't know what's going to happen with our housing market, but I will say that unless people stop moving to our area or they're like someone snaps their fingers and we miraculously have a lot more inventory, I can see this continuing for a few more years, at least here.
Yeah, and the building is continuing. You know, all the builders are still starting those new developments. There's so many that have gone up along the Heritage Parkway.
Yes.
And, you know, Vieira is continuously growing. So I don't think that there's going to be a slowdown in the new construction anytime soon, despite, you know, their caps that they're putting on. They're still moving forward. So we're not seeing that kind of exit from new construction and building and developing in our area.
No. So this is going to be an ongoing thing. So if you're looking right now and you're thinking, well, you know, I want to buy a house, we do get a lot of comments like, the prices are high. I'm sure the prices. And
they think they're going to come down. And, you know, again, we don't have a crystal ball.
Right. And real estate is cyclical. I mean, it goes up and it comes down. But given what's happening in our area, I don't think it's going to come down tomorrow or in the next 6 months.
You could be waiting a while for sure. And if you have to remember that over the last 2 to 3 years, we had huge annual increases, like unheard of, like in the 20%, which is 10 times the normal increase, you know, for any area. Yes. So while they may come down, they're not coming down to like 2019 prices. Right. We're not going to see that. So, because you're asking for a whole lot. You're asking for prices to drop essentially 40%.
Right. And the other thing I would say, which I think is so interesting, is that the houses that are sitting are the houses that need work. Mm-hmm. I really think that. I think if a house comes on and it's clean and the big things are done and it presents well, it's painted, the flooring looks good, the landscaping looks good, the roof is not 20 years old, those kinds of things. Those houses are selling much faster and much better price than the houses that aren't. So there's two things related to that, which is if you're a buyer and you are looking for a deal and you're willing to do the work, look at those houses that need work. Yes. Look at the houses that need work. That's your opportunity. Mm-hmm. right now.
Definitely.
And the second thing is, don't forget that Compass, which we're part of the Compass brokerage, we have a program, the Compass Concierge Program. There's 2 different programs available in our area depending on how much you want to borrow. And I just had a seller who's listing with us who's using that to paint, do some landscaping work, do some other minor things in their house to really get it ready. You can use it for staging, things like that. And their house is going to sell faster because they do that. And remember, this is a no interest loan. You pay it back at closing.
Right.
So you're not having to pay back, make extra payments.
You can keep your cash in your bank and then just, it comes out of your proceeds at the end, which is a good deal for a lot of people. A lot of people are cash poor too and just don't have it. And rather than taking a home equity loan out on your house when you're trying to sell it, makes more sense to do something. It's so easy for most people. It's
easy. They were approved in like 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days they were approved. Fast. You have to have good equity. You have to have good credit. There are requirements. Right. But if you meet those and you need to do these things, even these people, they had money, but it was investments. They would have to sell their investments. Not necessarily a good time to do that or don't even want to do that. Right. Why do that?
If you don't have to, yeah, why not?
Why do that? So don't forget that we do have this program. And if you're able to fix up your house and do those things, at least paint, do the things that really make a big difference. Yeah. If you really need a new roof, get the new
that
roof.
Is so important.
Yeah.
I mean, that will kill a deal every time. Buyers are noticing these things because their agents are smart and they're checking into it. How old is that roof? Because they know it's going to be a headache and a half to attempt to get insurance.
Yeah.
Here in Florida, if that roof is not, under, what do you say, like 12 years or so?
Yeah, 15 is the max, really. Yeah. And if you're at 14 years, if your roof's 14 years old, they're going to have a year. And they have to replace it. And they literally have to replace it right after they buy. Yeah. And so your house is going to sell for a discount.
They're taking that into account.
If you get the new roof, you're not selling for a discount. You're going to get back the money for the roof. Plus, you're not selling for that discount.
Right.
For the pain in the ass factor. There, I said it. The pain in the ass factor.
Yes, for sure.
So I think that's it. We want to talk about this data. If you have questions on your house, what you can do, what could be done to sell your house now, or you really like to move and you just want to chat about it, give us a call.
Yeah.
We're happy to talk to you. Yeah. So I think that's it for today. Yeah. We'll talk to you next time. Have a great week and cheers.
Cheers.
Sunny days, no clouds in the sky, but